Hi, so welcome to Gmats class. Now let's look at this problem. The perimeter of a rectangle is 68 centimeter. If the width is increased by 4 centimeter and the length by 25%, then the perimeter increased by 22 centimeter. Find the original dimensions of the rectangle. Now the first thing is to know the formula for perimeter of a rectangle. We must know because this question is talking about perimeter of a rectangle. Now we have perimeter of a rectangle to be equals to 2 open brackets, the length plus the breadth. This is the formula for calculating perimeter of a rectangle. Now, let's come down to the question. The perimeter of a rectangle is 68 centimeters. So, now that means in place of this P now, we are supposed to have 68. So, now we have 68 equals to 2 L plus B. Alright, the L is the length, while the B is the breadth. You know, when you have a rectangle of this form, the longest side is the length, while the short side is the breadth. Okay, so now in this case now you can simplify this, just divide both sides by 2. So this is going to give you 34 equals to the length plus the breadth. So that's what we have. When you divide this by 2, you have this. Divide this by 2, you have this. So you can call this equation 1. Okay, so now let's read. Now if the width is increased, that is the breadth, is increased by 4 centimeter and the length by 25%, then the perimeter is increased by 22 centimeter. Now let's go through it again. If the width is increased by 4 centimeter, now I'm going to be using this. Now we have 2 open brackets. The length has been, the length is increased by 25%. So instead of 100%, it has been increased by 25%. So it's going to be 125 over 100 L. Okay, so since it has been increased by 25%, so all you just need to do is 125 over 100. Just add on 25 to 100 here. So you have this. So, and plus the B now has been increased by 4 centimeters. So what we are going to be having here is going to be B plus 4 has been increased. So what now happened to the perimeter? Now the perimeter, then the perimeter is increased by 22. Okay, so that means, of course, now you know the perimeter is 68 before. So when all this thing changes, so then the perimeter is now increased by 22. So that means you add this to this. So when you add that, you are going to be having that's 70, 80, 90. You'll be having 90. So this will turn to 90. So the perimeter now is going to be 90. Alright, so from here you can divide both sides by 2. While doing that, you can also simplify this. 25 can go in 100. That's 25. That's 4. 25 goes in 125. That is 5. So this expression, so when you divide this by 2, this disappear. Divide this by 2, you have 45. So now the expression we have in the bracket now turns to 25 goes here is 5 rather, 5L over 25 goes in 100, that's 4, plus B plus 4 equals to 45. Don't forget, we've divided both sides by 2. Divide this by 2, you have this. Divide this by 2, you have the expression here. So you move this to this side. So we have 5L over 4 plus B equals to 45 minus 4. Okay, so you have 5L over 4 plus B equals to 41. So 45 minus 4 is 41. Now we need to clear this fraction. So you can multiply through by the LCM of the denominator. So you multiply this by 4, this by 4, and this by 4. So when you multiply this by 4, you have 5L plus 4B plus 164. So this is the second equation you have. So this is going to be equation 2. So what you need to do now is to solve these two equations. Solve the two equations simultaneously. Alright? So the second equation is we have 5L plus 4B equals 164. Okay, so this is the second equation. Alright, so now here you can make B to be the solid of the formula in equation 1. So we say from 1 we have B to be equals to 34 minus L. So this one comes here. So this is B. So you now substitute B into this equation. So we have 5L plus 4 open bracket 34 minus L equals 164. Okay, so now our B have been replaced with this. So we open this bracket now. So we have 5L plus, now use this to multiply this. 4 times 4, 16, you write 6. 4 times 3, that's 12, plus 1, 13. Alright, 4 times minus L, that's minus 4L. Okay, so that will be equals to 164. Alright, so when you join this and this together, so we have 5L minus 4L equals to 164 minus 136. Okay, so that is what we have. So when you subtract this and this, so what do you have? You have L being equals to, so you want to subtract this from this. So 14 minus 6, that gives you what? 14 minus 6, that gives you 8. Okay, so and you have 5 here. 5 minus 3, you have 2. So and 1 minus 1 is 0. So this is going to be the length. Length is going to be 28 centimeters. Now, the next thing now is to get the breadth. So you just come down here. You have B to be 34 minus L. So just substitute the value of L into this equation. Let's do that here. Okay, so we have B to be equals to 34 minus, your L is 28. Okay, so therefore B equals to, so when you subtract this from this, what do you have? You have 6 centimeter. You have 6 centimeter. So the dimension of the rectangle now is going to be 28 centimeter by 6 centimeter. The length is 28, the breadth is 6. So 28 centimeter by 6 centimeter. So this is going to be the dimension. Alright, so that's the end of the question. So if you have not subscribed to this channel, please try and do that. Share this video with your friends and also drop a comment based on what we are doing here. Thanks.